Hey everyone, my name's Jamila. I hope you're all good and taking care of yourself. So today I'm going to jump in and I want to talk about the 5 things a Scorpio will do when they like you. So as you most likely know, or maybe you don't know, Scorpios are ruled by Pluto and Mars. Pluto is the planet of transformation and rebirth. So you're always shredding the old, whether it's willingly or painfully. And then with Mars, Mars is the planet of action and initiation and passion and drive and so much more. But I'm just quickly throwing a few things out there. So this is one of the reasons actually why Scorpios can be quite defensive. It's because they're ruled by Mars partly. They're co-ruled together with Pluto. So that's why when you say certain things to them, if not most things to them, they can be quite like defensive. It all depends on how evolved they are and where they are in life, because depending on where someone is in their life, and this just goes for anyone really, but of course with water signs it is a more sensitive area, but they could be more receptive to certain things and certain critiques, if that makes sense. So anyway, let's jump in. This is not going to be a long audio. I don't believe so, because it's quite straight to the point, although I might waffle a bit, so bear with me. So when a Scorpio likes you, there are a few things you may notice about their behavior. They're very, although they're a water sign, I do find them to be quite analytical. So they're very observant, a bit like a detective. So they're very focused as well when they are, because this is the thing, right? When it comes to a Scorpio, now you could be a Scorpio Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, Mercury as well, because Mercury is the mind, right? So, and a Scorpio rising, or someone that carries a lot of Pluto in their chart, or 8th house activity as well. You might resonate with this. Damn, what was I saying? Okay, back to what I was saying. So, with Scorpios, they're very observant, I do feel like because the opposite is Taurus. Now, earth signs in general, they can be quite aloof, so they will act like they don't know what's going on, even though they do know what's going on, or they have an idea anyway. So I do feel like sometimes with a Scorpio, when they're interested in you, even though they will know that you probably might know, or you do know, they will act aloof, like, play it off, So there's that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So they're very observant Scorpios, because they need to know what it is that they're dealing with, innit? So they need to watch you. Listen, look, some of them will even stalk you, go through your social media, your followers, who you're following. They may even go through your friends' followers, your relatives, if they know who your family is, go through that, look through your comments. They really want to understand who you are, what motivates you, what drives you, what makes you tick. They want to know, okay? They want to know all. They want to know the good, the ugly. They want to be prepared, because Scorpios don't like to be caught off guard. They want to be 10 steps ahead of you, And look, listen, even the most go ready, on point Scorpio, I'm sure they can slip and slide. We can't always be 10 steps ahead, unfortunately. There's always someone better at our game. And don't come with the whole, oh, that's not true, that's the ego, okay? Just like how you may have a temper, for example, you might have a temper. You might be known for your temper, for example, right? But there's always going to be someone out there that's more crazier than you. So just be careful. Anyway, so number one, when a Scorpio likes you, you will find that they will make an effort to truly understand you on a deep level, like what I was saying. So Scorpios are known for their intense curiosity and desire to uncover the depths of you're minding your soul. So they want to know everything about you. Like, where was you raised? What was your childhood like? What was your family dynamics like? They want to know everything about you. So they understand you on a psychological level. They will definitely ask you probing questions and engage in like thought-provoking conversations to connect with you on all levels. You know, these are individuals that do not like small talk. They want to talk to you about all kinds. This is what you would call a conspiracy so-called theorist, all right? They know about the underworld, the cult. That's the 8th house, you know? Anyway, secondly, they will show you their loyalty and their commitment. Like, Scorpios they are incredibly loyal to a fault as well. Of course, there will be some Scorpios out there that aren't particularly loyal. You know, it all depends on your chart. And again, how evolved you are, all right? So, but they're very committed. You know, they're fixed. So once they're in. It's very hard for them to be out. And that's why when it comes to committing, it's a big thing, especially for Scorpios, because once they're in, they're in. You know, it's like a soul tie. Even when it comes to friends, they're very loyal, you know, ride or die. Even if you're wrong, they'll stick by you and be like, and then behind closed doors and be like, yo, you know what, you know you was wrong, right? Like, fix up, buddy. Sorry. Anyway, you know, once they've decided that they feel like you're the one, you're special, or that you stand out, you know, from the rest, they'll stick by your side through thick and thin. But now I just want to say FYI, okay, this is my personal experience. Now, I don't want to go too deep into it because this is not only my business and I don't want to, you know, air anybody out per se. But what I will say is that, you know, this whole thing that I mentioned about Scorpios sticking by you through thin and thin in regards to a commitment, you know, some of them do have a habit of breaking up with you, for example, or withdrawing, should I say, you know, becoming distant, quiet. That could be for many reasons though, but sometimes people will assume with Scorpios that, oh, they're done, they're finished, like, oh my god, like, they're never going to talk to me again. And that may very well be the case. But however, if they're really invested, it's a situation where they may go off and analyze what it is they want to do, but it doesn't mean they're going to go and withdraw and will permanently withdraw from you. So you may think, like, whilst they've disappeared, kind of ghosted you, I guess, in a way, you know, thinking, what are they doing out there? But they're not necessarily doing anything or talking to anyone, you know. They feel things on a very deep level to the point that their feelings can be quite self-destructive. And I'm speaking from experience because, you know, I'm not a Scorpio directly, but I have a lot of Pluto on my personal planets. And when I was a lot younger, my behavior was quite self-destructive in regards to, I'd be in a lot of pain, you know, being attached to someone. It can be painful at times. So your behavior can be quite self-destructive where you maybe, you know, you're not looking after yourself properly, you're not attending to your self-care, you know, stuff like that. And in some worst cases, which I've seen happen with Scorpios, is self-harm. You know, I don't mean to trigger anyone, but this can be one of them, you know. So anyway, you can definitely count on them to be there for you, no matter what the challenges that may arise. You know, that's why they want to know everything about you, so they're not caught off guard. So like, oh, that's just them being them, you know. One thing a Scorpio doesn't want to be is confused. They like to know where they stand and what's going on. Now, thirdly, a Scorpio will be incredibly passionate, and their intense interactions with you will be off the charts. You know, everything they do is with a passion. They just want to be there for you, just talking to you and being physical with you. And, you know, these type of people, they're very affectionate when they feel comfortable with you, for sure. They can be quite obsessive. They can. Possessive as well, for sure. Jealous, yes, but just because someone's jealous, it doesn't mean that it's an unhealthy jealousy. It could just be like, and it may not even be an intimidation thing. It could be just like people, okay, how can I put this? Because not everyone's going to understand what I'm trying to say here, but I'm going to say it anyway. Now, when you're very aware of the world and you know how people operate and you know how humans operate and their behavior, right? You know what people are capable of doing. So when you love and care about someone and someone is drawn to the person that you care about or that you love, you're just very wary. Like, you know, you just want to know, like, what's this person's intentions with the person that you care and you love about, you know? So that can make you feel a bit, that may come across as you being jealous when really you're just being protective. I hope it makes sense. So jealousy, protectiveness, it's not a thin line, but I don't know. Anyway, so you will know as well, but, you know, again, it depends on how evolved this person is. You will know that this person cares for you and that they are deeply drawn to you as well. They'll make that known. Acts of service, you know, being there for you, whatever you need. I do feel like Scorpios have the ability to fulfill all the love languages, you know, acts of service, affection, financial stability, etc. Now, the fourth one, they will be extremely protective of you. A bit back to, do you know, I just basically said that, didn't I? You know, but they'll go to great lengths to make sure that your safety and your well-being is at its utmost, highest protective security, you know. Again, Mars, Pluto, Mars is the masculine energy, remember. It's the, oh, I'm going to protect you. Aries, you know. I see Aries and Scorpios as brother and sister. So, but again, very protective of you. They will be like, you know, when they ask, this is the thing, when a Scorpio will ask you sometimes, where are you going? Who are you going to be with? Who's going to be there? It's not because they're necessarily being like controlling. It's just they want to make sure that where you're going, it's okay. You're safe. No one's going to cause you harm, you know, because you have to, not that you have to remember, because maybe you don't even know this, but Scorpios, they can go through a lot sometimes, especially because they have these intense emotions. And you could be that light that keeps them afloat in that tunnel. So they want to make sure that you're going to be okay, you know? So anyway, now finally, we're there, okay? No more me waffling to you. So when a Scorpio likes you, they will show a vulnerable side to you from them. It can be challenging sometimes for a Scorpio to be vulnerable, because sometimes these are people that have been violated, unfortunately. It can happen as early as childhood, you know. You know, with Pluto ruling with Pluto ruling Scorpio, Mercury retrograde, see? Anyway, with Mercury, oh my god, my mind, sorry. With Pluto ruling Scorpio, because it involves sex falls under Scorpio as well. So sometimes these people may have been exposed to things they shouldn't have been exposed to from a young age, or violence as well, you know. So because Mars can be violent, you know, Scorpio, Pluto. So they may have experienced some betrayal at a young age. So if they're being vulnerable with you, please be careful. Please be what's the word I'm looking for? I can't find it. It's not coming to me. But just be careful, you know, be aware, because they're sharing a side to them that is very open and raw, you know. And they can be quite cold, Scorpios, at times, because they just don't want to get hurt. It's just draining. It's emotionally draining being hurt or having to go through the healing process. It's a lot sometimes, you know. So they'll show you a side that they may have never shown anybody else. And although you might find that hard to believe, just take that at face value, I guess. And they will let their guard down too. They will show you sides to them that they may have never shown anyone, the ugly side. Maybe the ruthlessness, you know. Maybe they've got some unhealthy behaviors that they need to unpack. And maybe for some reason you're the catalyst to that growth, you know, to that transformation. So, and, you know, creating a sense of intimacy and trust between you two is important to them. It's important that they can be intimate with you, and because again, sex is very important to Scorpios, and I don't mean like, oh yeah, we need to be having sex all the time and doing this, or not necessarily. It's just that they get to know people through sexual intimacy, and it's all because of this relates to the chakras and the Kundalini awakening, the Kundalini within us. So they feel you through the vibrations, that's how they get to know you. So that's why I feel like Scorpios get seen as a sexual being, when really it's just them, really. But don't get me wrong, you will have some Scorpios out there that will have sex for sport. Now that's a different story and a different topic for another day. But today we're talking about the 5 things a Scorpio will do when they like you. So I hope this helps. I'm going to be doing another one for Pisces and Cancer. So if you're interested in that, then stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and to comment. And I will speak to you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.